Welcome, I'm Jonathan Whitcomb. We're doing this live stream on August 27th, 2021. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning here where I'm located in Utah in the United States, which is the time zone of the Mountain Time Zone. And maybe not many Americans will be here with us live, but grateful if you can be here and participate any way you like to. We have an opportunity to have some comments on the live stream chat for anybody who would like to. And this is about how did I come to get involved with this investigation, in particular going on this expedition on Umboi Island in the year 2004 in Papua New Guinea in the Southwest Pacific. So let's get right into this. This photo of me was taken in Pasadena, California around the early spring of perhaps the year 1972, as I was holding one of my pets. I was not afraid of reptiles. I raised crocodilians from little ones until they got to be about medium size, and I had no fear of reptiles. That relates to how when I was middle-aged in 2004, I was really not that brave in going on an expedition to search for the Ropen of Umboi Island. That time I had an interpreter that went with me, and I knew a little bit of Tok Pisin. I prepared for months studying the language so that I could do as well as I could with the natives on that remote tropical island in the Southwest Pacific. Let me tell a little bit how I got there. When I was first getting interested in this in the year 2003, I was a forensic videographer for attorney firms, mostly in Southern California, and I was specializing in the type of videos with day in the life, settlement documentaries for attorney firms. So I would interview people, perhaps somebody had an accident or something went wrong during surgery, something went horribly wrong, brain injury, or a little girl had an accident, lost her hand in a machine. All kinds of things. Sometimes it was just simply like a truck having an accident. I'd go and videotape the location or something like that, or just document some things for attorney firms, certain properties that certain companies might have. So I was not the kind of forensic videographer who would examine videos and then interpret that in court, saying this is what this means, this is what this is. I was not that kind of forensic videographer. But let's see, feel free to participate. If you're awake now, you don't have to be in the United States if you want to try your English. I do recommend certain videos on a different channel, the Protect Animal Life channel. This particular one is about an attack against 3 fishermen in the United States many years ago on the Delaware River in Pennsylvania, about early morning hours, like what it is now where I am at the moment, about maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. And they encountered a huge pterodactyl, as he called it. It attacked them repeatedly for a long time. They were whacking it with their fishing poles, but I suggest you go to this. It's a different channel, but it's my channel. Has a lot of videos about modern pterosaurs. I suggest you go to that video. And also I recommend another one where it involves people that are attacked by modern pterodactyl. This is when it involved a child that was attacked, and fortunately he was not injured. But it's very important. We need to know what's going on. The vast majority of sightings do not involve an attack. I've received hundreds of reports from around the world, from 5 continents, in fact, over the past 18 years. And the vast majority of these reports have no indication that there was any attack going on, any Ropen, other living Pterosaur, pterodactyl, whatever the flying creatures were. I believe they're modern pterosaurs. You can believe what you will, and please feel free to ask questions, and I'd be happy to communicate with you. either right now on the live stream, or if this is later on the YouTube video, you can maybe put some comments on below the video and let people know about this. Share it with others, I hope. But the vast majority of sighting reports do not indicate that anybody was attacked. It's just that it occasionally happens. We need to be aware of that, and the public needs to know. I'm involved with starting a nonprofit organization called Animal Discovery here in the United States, and it still has some paperwork to be done. But I hope that you might want to participate somehow, and either as a volunteer for the organization, or just letting people know about it. If you can't personally contribute money or property, feel free to let other people know about it, and maybe some others that can. And feel free to participate now if you're awake. If you're an American in the United States, probably you're not awake right now. But maybe a little bit about my expedition. I followed the advice of Paul Nation, so I don't have a photograph of Paul Nation here at the moment. He was a wonderful help getting me prepared, a lot of advice, and I followed most of it most of the time. It's a long story. I did get in some trouble at one point. Had a rumor of some armed bandits that were coming up to get us, and because I didn't do something I was supposed to do, and got in some trouble. But basically, I followed a lot of his advice and did a little bit more than that in learning the Tok Pisin language. I was interview people. That's on other videos, mostly on Protect Animal Life. But some of them are on this channel that has my name, Jonathan Whitcomb, for this channel. You can find a number of videos on that. But basically, my expedition, I was hoping that I could actually videotape a Ropen. And my specialty is in daylight. I was hoping I could see it in daylight and videotape it. I never saw the flying creature at all. Nothing like a Ropen or anything unusual, like any kind of non-bird flying creature, except, of course, the flying fox. But everybody knows about the flying fox fruit bat. And I didn't get any good videos of those either. They're keeping way up on the top of the treetops mostly. But I did get to videotape many eyewitnesses. Now, keep in mind that I had an interpreter that I brought with me from the mainland of Papua New Guinea here. His name was Luke Paina, and he was a help in many different ways. He would be helping me with advice and as a bodyguard, and helped him whacking the bushes with his machete, and getting us through some of the jungles. But I had others too. Mark Cow, who was a leader in that part of Umboi Island, local leader, and I had plenty of help with interpretation, so I didn't really need to know a lot of the languages. The local languages, the Kovai for their village and other villages in that part of the island. I knew hardly anything of that, but I could say good morning in an emergency. But the Tok Pisin, I could say lik taso, like see in Disla mountain, in the Disla Ropen Embi Blailun mountain, and I can communicate a little bit, and I understood some of what they were saying about the Ropens. I say these people among me in the grave, and this light in me Karim Long Mountain. I could understand a little bit in the Tok Pisin language. So the important thing is that I didn't come there just as a whim, thinking, oh, I'm just going to find a dinosaur flying around. Now I understand, of course, that pterosaurs are not dinosaurs. Pterodactyl is a common word that's used. I sometimes use the phrase dinosaur flying, or flying dinosaur, dinosaur bird, or so on, because so many people know that word or that phrase, and they're familiar with that, and so it's easier to get people to find me if I use that kind of language. But I understand that the correct word is pterosaur, and pterosaurs are not a type of dinosaur. It's a different type of animal. It's not considered the same. But what is it that is so unusual about this is my associates and I believe that these are still living, and that's the point. We have eyewitness. For example, here we have a sketch, this dark brown sketch here is with showing the teeth in the beak by Patty Carson. And this was from a sighting in 1965 when Patty was just a child, and she saw it with her brother. And she sketched it out many years later. And this is the result. I have no doubt that it's the same species that was seen by Eskin Kun in this sketch. The same part of Cuba a few years later in 1971 for this sketch. This is a 50-year anniversary for this incredible sighting of these two pterodactyls, as Eskin called them. But Mr. Kun was at close range, and the creatures were not flying very high. He was pretty close to them. He was able to memorize their appearance as they were flying and concentrate so that he could very soon get paper and pencil and sketch them. I've been talking to him and just earlier this year. He's living in the Midwest of the United States. Very credible, and it's definitely, I believe, the same species, the same part, almost the same year, a few years apart. But anyway, these are things that prepared me to go to Papua New Guinea. And please continue watching videos on this channel and also the channel Protect Animal Life. I don't have the URL for that, but if you search online on the YouTube for Protect Animal Life, then you can get some of these videos, like about attacks that are against people sometimes. And please feel free to participate, even though we haven't had any activity live here. You can make comments below this video. So thank you for joining me.